is up, guys? Welcome to another episode. Today we're actually doing some experimentation. It is the beginning of August and the fishing has been kind of sucky, to be honest. Water temps have been high, fish have been lethargic, so I decided I was going to try and play around with a couple of rigs that I've been thinking about or kind of been experimenting a little bit but never really put a lot of time to. And this is a perfect place to do it because the body of water I'm on has both smallmouth, largemouth, and it has pretty much every kind of condition. It's got grass, it's got hard bottom, it's a big lake, and there's just so much variety here that it's going to allow me to really play around with some of these techniques. The first one that we're going to do is we're going to be flipping a little bit today. I got a flipping hook, but we're actually running, the standard Texas rig flip style, but we're going to run what I call a redneck Carolina rig hybrid. So what I like to do when I have multiple, what I like to do is when I'm fishing in my kayak especially, I'm limited on how many rods I can carry. I know by looking in the background, I know I have 10 rods back there, but still, if I want to switch between, say, a Carolina rig and a true flipping Texas rig style, I don't want to have to retie. I don't want to have to go through a bunch of bobber stops and deal with all of that crap. So what I do, and I've done this before, but I've never really spent a lot of time with it, is you do two bobber stops. So you do one above and one below the weight. That allows you to create a Carolina rig, but then when you want to pin it, you just slide it down and now you have a flipping setup. And that's something that's very versatile, especially in places where you have so much diverse territory. It just allows me to quickly go, okay, you know what, I want to drag bottom with a Carolina rig, slide that weight up, done. I can then take it, spin it down, and flip it into a tree. I can rotate very quickly. The other setup, and this one I cannot take credit for, this is one I saw online this week and I wanted to try it, is actually a drop shot rig, but it's a little bit different. So I hate the drop shot. Probably my least favorite technique, to be honest. But this one had me interested. So what this is the hook is not tied. And the reason for that is because I have a bobber stop, so I can actually adjust the height of my drop shot on the fly. That gives me the ability to change my leader length, and this hook is able to free spin. So you get a lot less line twist and a lot less hang up. It's something that I actually saw. I think it was Matt Steffen put a video out about this, and I'm stealing it. I'm going to tell you right now, it's something I'm going to try. I am using an Elastec. That's a Savage Baits. It's a little salamander bait. I'm using this bait specifically because it's a Elastec. I'm probably using the wrong hook on it, to be honest. I'm using an EWG. It's a smaller version of an EWG hook. I probably should downsize the hook on it. But the reason why I'm using, an elastomer, Elastec, whatever style bait is because it floats. So it's going to suspend above wherever I put it regardless. It might even float up a little bit depending on, how long I leave it there. The beauty of this rig and what I like about it is one of the biggest problems I have is when I don't fish a drop shot, I'm moving from spot to spot. That damn weight gets wrapped around stuff. It gets tangled, drives me nuts. With this setup, you just slide everything down to the end. You can hook it just like a regular bait, and then you just adjust it to whatever depth you want it to be when you get to the place that you're fishing. It gives you a lot cleaner setup, and I do think there's going to be something to allowing that bait to kind of freely flow up and down. As it's falling, that bait is going to separate a little bit from that bobber stop, so it's going to give you a little bit of a different varying height. As you work it, that bait's going to move up and down the line. It's similar to like a free rig, but in reverse, using the weight. Instead of using the weight as a free rig, you're using as the hook as the free flowing. So we're going to try that today and see how that works. It may or may not work, but we're going to experiment. We're going to go see if we can get on some bigger fish than what I've been getting. Here, bud. These are fatty. Alright, so I know I said I was experimenting, but sometimes you got to do what the body of water tells you. And the body of water told me black blue swim jig. So nice little fish. Wanted to get away apparently. So what I was referring to is the situation, right? So one thing that I think people really get hung up on is they think that they're supposed to fish a certain bait in certain conditions, right? Or they think, oh wow, I'm gonna go catch them on a drop shot today. Well, sometimes the fish don't want the drop shot. They don't care what you want to catch them on. You got to listen to the fish. And what that actually means, no one ever really explains that term. When you come up to a situation, like right now, I'm sitting in 12 feet of water, but over here, there is a huge system of milfoil. It's all on shallow edge and it drops down. So over here is about 3 feet of water. Where I'm sitting is 12. It's just a gradual drop. There is all kinds of structure along the shoreline that I think those fish are really living in. So what we're doing is we're throwing a swim jig and we're kind of swimming it down that ledge, 45 it, straight down it, and just work this area. Then once I get around the corner, then I'm going to go back to what my plan was, throwing a wacky, throwing a drop shot, doing those other techniques. You need to be more fluid when the bite is tough. It doesn't really matter what time of the year, to be honest, but more so, when the tight bite window comes in the summertime, when those fish get lethargic and the weather gets high, a lot of guys give up or just don't fish at all because they're like, wow, the fish just ain't biting, I'm going home. I'm going to give you a secret that you're not going to believe, but I promise you, the longer you fish, the more you will nod your head and go, yep, the fish are always biting. It's just, what are they biting? Where are they biting it? And are you going to be in the right spot and present the right bait at the right time? The only way to do that is to experiment, to play around like I am today, trying different techniques, learning things. Even if I don't catch any fish on those two techniques, I'm going to learn how to fish them. So when I get into a situation that those techniques could apply, I've already got some confidence and some experience with them. And that's really the best tool you can put in your fishing toolbox, is get experience and practice and just try different types of things throughout the day. And then when you find that bite, dial it in and slam them. So that's something that I highly recommend, guys. If you're not doing that, try experimenting, try being more fluid. Don't lock yourself into one bait, two baits, and think that, oh, wow, they're not biting the wacky, so I might as well go home and watch TV. They're going to bite something. You just got to figure out what that is. A little Texas rig action, baby. Hell yeah. So there's that experiment bait. I was dragging Texas rig, nice little bass. That's actually credit to my boy Alex Rudd, because he got me onto these stank bugs. This is a bait that I'm definitely playing around with. This is a June bug, Berkley Maxent stank bug. It's a compact little profile, has its huge advantage of being able to get in and out of cover. It's got just the right amount of action, and it has the Maxent June bug color that I love in a wacky rig. Very few baits have been able to replicate that specific purple. There's something about it. I don't know what it is, but I have a ton of success with it. So I figured I would try it because Alex has a lot of success with it, and so far it's been good. I've actually used it as a chatterbait trailer. I've used it on a few different types of techniques, but obviously flipping with this bait is ideal. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep flipping this wood along here. That fish kind of hit it weird. He actually hit it on the drag. He didn't hit it on the fall like you would expect. So something to be mindful of is I might be switching this to Carolina rig mode and do a little bit more dragging with it. I mean, I'm not fishing until tomorrow afternoon, so I can come over tomorrow morning if you want. Oh, that's a fish. That's cool. Little bass, little largie. Yeah, I'm on call for work, and I basically have to be within half an hour of internet for until like 3 or 4 o'clock, because some bit. Did I? Okay. Yeah, baby. Boy, he hit that weird. But there's that stink bug again, guys. On the flipping hook. Nice quality fish. Not a super long fish, but definitely got some girth to him. Not a bad little bass. Now I was just throwing out that stink bug again, and I don't understand how this keeps happening. Throwing that stink bug on that flipping rod or flipping situation and just dragging it, basically just going across the bottom. So I'm essentially Carolina fishing it, just kind of dragging it across, seeing if the fish will take it up, and they pick it up and they just hit it, and they're hitting it on the run. So I may end up switching to a swim jig in a minute and just fishing the swim jig, because that's essentially what they're doing, is they're hitting it as it's swimming. But I'm gonna fix this mess and then we're gonna get back to fishing. Nice bass. And there's something going on with this. Something's going on with this thing. At some point, you're gonna calm down. There you go, guys. Stop recording. Wow, that's a big bass. Holy crap. Wow. That's a big bass. Oh, that's actually a good bass. Come here. Get in that net. Get in that net. Alright guys, I'll let her go. One more quick look at her. Definitely the best fish of the day. Solid bass. Again, on that stank bug, man. I think I'm onto something. I think Texas rigging, the shade lines, flipping it, it's working. I switched back to straight mode. I'm off of Carolina mode, I guess we'll call it. But we're still just flipping it in there, dragging it a little bit, and honestly, as soon as something happens, they just come unglued on this thing. They're hitting it kind of weird. They're waiting until it actually swims away a little bit. They're not hitting it on the bottom, and they're not hitting it on the fall. They're hitting it when I'm popping it. So when it comes off, I'm noticing that the line is swimming, so they're kind of absorbing it while it's rising, which is usually not what I experience normally with this type of technique. They're hitting it on the fall, or they're hitting it when I'm dragging it, but they're really hitting it when it's coming up. So I don't know what specifically is causing that to happen, but that right there is a fourth fish on that stank bug. I am ordering some more of these tonight because these are solid. All right. Chatterbait fish. All right, so been a little bit since I caught a fish. Kind of stopped flipping because I got to an area where I ran out of viable shoreline. It's pretty shallow and the wind picked up. So we opted to go with the Chatterbait Evo with a Rapala freeloader. It's one of my favorite combinations. That's the green pumpkin. It's the 3/8, so basically the 1/4 ounce. No, the 3/8 is 1/2 ounce, dummy. The green pumpkin Evo, the black and blue green pumpkin freeloader. I don't know what the color is, it's just that's what I call it. And that's the 3/8 Evo, not the tungsten, nothing fancy like that. This is a combination that I use a lot when I'm in places with submergent grass. So I'm in 6 feet of water, but I'm in about 3 feet of grass, and the wind picked up, and that was the key factor. Before, I was dinking and dunking the shoreline because there was no current on the water. There was no movement. It was dead calm. So we're getting a pretty consistent wind now. So I needed a little bit more noise, a little bit more attractant in the water. So we decided to go with the chatterbait. We're working our way back up the shoreline here. We're probably going to get that drop shot set up out in just a minute, because once I get to this other side, this other shoreline gets to be rocky and it's a little bit different. It's not as much vegetation. So I haven't really tried that drop shot rig yet, so I want to try that next. That's going to be my finesse technique on the way back through on the little bit deeper side. Probably going to pull out the forward facing sonar, see if I can scope a few fish, see if that drop shot technique's even worth doing. But yeah, we got a little bit of distance here to cross. So we're going to keep casting and reeling this chatterbait, see if we can get on a couple more, and then we're going to try that next bait. Wow, that's a big pike. Oh, holy shit. That's a freaking monster pike. Another big pike. Here we go, guys. All right, I'm gonna show you this fish real quick before he gets off. Nice pike. Holy shit. Wow, where'd you come from? Where did you come from, bro? I wasn't even fishing that, I was just dragging it. Calm down. Calm, bro. You let me know when you're done. Bro. Listen, dude. Alright guys, I hooked him bad, so I'm going to show you real quick, but there he is. Bud. Hi, what's up, little dude? Here we go, guys. Fuck. There's nothing I'm gonna be able to do today.
Binya noticed a vibration in his drive, which turned into a squeaking noise. He decided to end his day early to not do any more harm to the drive.
All right, guys, so conditions kind of suck right now. The wind picked up pretty heavy. We got multiple directions of wind, so we got a lot of cross waves. And at this point, I kind of was only planning on fishing half a day anyways, and we've reached that point. Combined with the fact that I'm having a little bit of an issue with my pedal drive. It's doing some weird shucking thing. I think I didn't tighten it down enough when I serviced it last. Though I haven't had an issue with it in 3 times since servicing it, but I don't know what's going on. So I'm gonna have to take it apart, figure out what's going on. So we're heading back to shore, especially with these waves. I need to get off the water before it becomes an unsafe situation. Everything I caught today was pretty much on the flipping setup. It was on a VMC flipping hook. It was a 3/16 ounce bullet weight. I think it's a tungsten. I'm not sure what brand, to be honest. I'd have to look it up. I'll put it in the show notes. And we were using the Berkley MaxScent Stank Bug. That has been the go-to creature bait for the last few videos for me. I've been having a good time with that bait. I really like it, especially the June bug color. That's my favorite color in that style of bait. and it really is a good overall profile. It's very compact, has a little bit of a kick, but it's not too aggressive, and it's just a really solid bait overall. So I definitely recommend checking those out. I'm gonna have to focus on getting to shore, guys, so I'm probably gonna end the video right here. A little short on you, but I want to thank you guys for coming along with me. I really appreciate you taking time to watch this video. If you haven't already, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and as always, let's get out there, catch more fish. What is going on with this fucking drive?